India and South Africa have arrived at the Baramati Stadium in Cuttack ahead of the second T20I. India lost the first match by a big margin, considering that they could not even defend 212. The pressure is on Rishabh Pant as he did not get his captaincy off to a great start. Now, just before the start of the match, the press conferences were held. For India, Bhuvneshwar Kumar came up and he answered some very pertinent questions when it came to the second T20I in Cuttack. Remember, India are currently trailing 0-1, and a loss in Cuttack could very well dent their confidence heading into the rest of the series. The first question that was asked when it came to India's performance was the captaincy of Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant seemed to have missed a trick or two in the first T20I when he did not bowl Yajuvendra Chahal for his full quota of overs. On top of that, the rest of the bowling also did not click, and his rotation of the bowlers was also criticized. However, Bhuvneshwar Kumar had a very straight answer when it came to Rishabh Pant's captaincy. There was a question posed on him, and he clearly replied, there wasn't any big discussion, as anyone can have an off day. So, in that sense, he said he's a young captain and it was his first match. I am sure he will try to do better and improve as the series progresses. Generally, the captain is as good as the team and it's a team effort. So, Bhuvneshwar Kumar was very well clear that it was not captaincy which impacted the loss against South Africa in Delhi, it was the bowling unit. The bowling unit struggled. No two ways about it. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Avesh Khan, Harshal Patel all struggled, so did Akshar Patel. Harshal and Bhuvneshwar had identical figures of 43. So, when asked about his bowling, Bhuvneshwar was pretty candid and he did say that it is indeed the bowling that let the team down. So, Bhuvneshwar, when asked about his bowling, he simply mentioned there wasn't any big discussion as anyone can have an off day. As a bowling unit, we had an off day, but that's okay. We just want to come back in the next match. So perhaps getting into the groove of IPL cricket and playing international cricket, perhaps that adjustment was not there in the Delhi T20I. So after the mauling that the Indian bowlers had, perhaps now they'll get their line and lengths proper in Cuttack. After that, it was asked that what was Bhuvneshwar Kumar's role in this Indian cricket team? In the absence of Mohammad Shami, in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah, Bhuvneshwar Kumar is one of your most experienced bowlers. On top of that, not just the India versus South Africa T20Is, Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been touted to be one of the key bowlers in the Indian lineup for the ICC World T20 in Australia. So, as far as his bowling and his plans are concerned, what did Bhuvneshwar Kumar answer? Bhuvneshwar Kumar simply said, my target is not different. I just have to bowl in the same way as in the power play or in the death overs. Yes, in the absence of Bumrah and Shami, I try to take up the responsibility, focus on improving in every match before going to the T20 World Cup. So, Bhuvneshwar Kumar is clear that he will bowl consistently in the power play and in the death overs. Bhuvneshwar anyway has been touted as one of your wicket takers, be it the power play or in the death. There were suggestions that why didn't Bhuvneshwar Kumar bowl a lot in the power play, because in the death overs he was taken apart by David Miller. And it is on the topic of Miller that we are going to come to the next question. There is a question of how do you bowl to David Miller. Miller has been in outstanding form in the IPL. As far as IPL seasons go, Miller's performance in 2022 for the Gujarat Titans was his best when it comes to runs and when it came to average. Bhuvneshwar Kumar had a very hilarious reply by stating, I wish the South African team drops him. That is the only way that they can probably keep David Miller quiet, because he's in phenomenal form. And you saw how David Miller continued his great run, shuffling to the offside or judging the length quickly, clean hitting. As you know, David Miller is famous for two of his most famous comments. If it's in the V, I hit it into the tree. If it's in the arc, I hit it out of the park. So David Miller is clear cut that he is going to be the X factor in the Cuttack T20I that begins on Sunday. So these were, in short, the total summation of what Bhuvneshwar Kumar had in the pre-match press conference. Cuttack is hosting a full international with crowds after a gap of 2 to 3 years. The last time India played an international in Cuttack, it was the ODI against the West Indies. So that is how India will look to bounce back. They have a fairly good record at the Baramati Stadium. So South Africa will be determined to make it 2-0. The changes, as far as people are considering that, what are the changes that the Indian cricket team should make for the Cuttack T20I? Frankly, there seems to be no major changes coming because the batting order looks settled. Ishan Kishan Rituraj will open for most of the series because KL Rahul is injured. Then you have got Shreyas Iyer, then DK, Hardik Pandya. So your batting order looks settled. But at the same time, the bowling seems to be a bit of an issue. But Bhuvneshwar Kumar said it was just one off day and we are not looking too much into it. So Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Avesh Khan, Harshal Patel, Yajuvendra Chahal will get a longer rope along with Akshar Patel. But there are prospects that perhaps Deepak Hooda might come in. But Deepak Hooda in place of whom, we are not so sure. So India and South Africa had a good practice session at the Baramati Stadium. The South Africans also had their press conference and India had it after that. Bhuvneshwar Kumar took on honest questions when it came to the bowling, about Rishabh Pant's captaincy, and also on how to keep David Miller quiet. So the match is all set for tomorrow, Sunday at 7 p.m. India versus South Africa. Very, very crucial match at the Baramati Stadium in Cuttack. Do join Sports Today for all the latest. Yes, Phoenix, India should not make any changes. Actually, that is one of the suggestions. Maybe India will not make too many changes because they have to now level the series. Sanket Joshi, the team would not be changed. Well, perhaps they may make a change in probably getting Deepak Hooda in, but we are not so sure about that. But yes, Phoenix, I do agree with that maybe they will not make much changes for this match because India first have to level the series and then ensure that it does not slip up heading into the game on Tuesday at Vizag. So join Sports Today for all the latest news and updates regarding the India versus South Africa T20I in Cuttack. Press the like, comment, and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter, and in. So Vinay Dadhich is saying, should India play Arshdeep as he's a great death bowler too soon? Because you'll want to give a long rope for some of these guys. Say, for example, Avesh Khan, although he didn't take wickets, he conceded only 35 runs. He came back pretty well. After conceding 15, he just gave it 20 in his next three. Harshal and Bhuvi had an off day, but yeah, they are kind of adjusting themselves to the IPL, to international cricket after having 2 months of IPL. So that is about it, folks. Join us on Sunday for all the inputs on the match. Thank you.